रघुनाथ स्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला कृष्ण विष्णु पार स्तोत्र सत्य श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांता त्रिविक्रम महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला कृष्ण विष्णु पार स्तोत्र सत्य श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांता वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला कृष्ण विष्णु पार स्तोत्र सत्य श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति रक्षक श्रीधर महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला कृष्ण विष्णु पार स्तोत्र सत्य श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला कृष्ण विष्णु पार स्तोत्र सत्य श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वैभव पुरी गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला कृष्ण विष्णु पार स्तोत्र सत्य श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति जीवन जनार्दन महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला कृष्ण विष्णु पार स्तोत्र सत्य श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति प्रज्ञान कृष्ण गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला कृष्ण विष्णु पार स्तोत्र सत्य श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर की जय। शिला भक्ति ठाकुर की जय। शिला गौर किशोर दास बाबू जी महाराज की जय। शिला जगन्नाथ दास बाबू जी महाराज की जय। श्रीनाम श्रीनिवास श्यामनंद प्रभु जय की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास गोस्वामी की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैताग्रह श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्रीअंतवीर मायपुर शिवंतवीर कोलनवीर जानवीर मोडा धूमटवीर रूडर विपक श्री नवदीप धाम की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री श्याम कुंड निम्ना गंगा तुलसी भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री गिरिराज गोवर्धन महाराज जी की जय। चार संप्रदाय की जय। नरसिंह भगवान की जय। भक्त वल्लभ श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। Shishi Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. I'm going to sing page 32, Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya. Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Karo e dase Nina pekaya tina Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Karo e dase Nina pekaya tina Sakala sahane bala diya karo Sakala sahane bala diya karo Nijamane priya Rahina Nijamane priya Rahina Kripa Bindu Diya Karo e dase Nina pekaya tina Sakale samana korite shakati Sakale samana korite shakati Dehonatha jatha jatha Dehonatha jatha jatha Tabete gaiva Hari Nama Sukhe Tabete gaiva Hari Nama Sukhe Aparada have ahata Aparada have ahata Kripa Bindu Diya Karo e dase Tina pekaya tina Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Karo e dase Tina pekaya tina कबे हेनो कृपा लखियाए जाना कबे हेनो कृपा लभियाए जाना कितात होइबे नाथा कितात होइबे नाथा शक्ति बुद्धिहीना আমি আতিদিনা শক্তি বুদ্ধিহীনা আমি আতিদিনা পরমরে আত্মা সাথা পরমরে আত্মা সাথা কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া करो दासे तीन पे काया गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया करो दासे तीन पे काया যোগ্যতা বিচারে কিছু নাহি পায় যোগ্যতা বিচারে কিছু নাহি পায় তোমারা করুণা সারা তোমারা করুণা সারা করুণা না হইলে করিয়া কারিয়া করুণা না হইলে করিয়া কারিয়া প্রাণ না রাখিব আর প্রাণ না রাখিব আর কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো দাসে তিনকে কায়া গুরুদেব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো दासे तीन पे काया तीना सकल सारे बाला दिया करो सकल सहारे बाला दिया करो निज माने प्रिया हीना निज माने प्रिया हीना जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा 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 हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि Gaur Premanande. Thank you.
Thank you, Nalini. Your bhajans are beautiful as ever. This time you sent me to Vrindavan, and I felt like I was one of those little candles on the leaf plates floating down the Yamuna River at night. It was beautiful. And yesterday, we were at a rally, just to let everybody know. It was very exciting. There's videos up. 1 million, I say in jest, 1 million people joined us in our Sankirtan, although to be honest, probably 900,000 of them didn't realize it. But we were about a 40-strong devotee party, and we marched into a massive protest in Parliament Square in the center of London. It was a totally ecstatic experience. And what's great about it is a lot of non-devotees, there are a few of them that love the whole atmosphere of the Maha Mantra, and some of them come in, and Ashram Maharaj is particularly good at inviting them in, and then we all form a circle around them, and they do this whole dance thing. It's really beautiful. It's just like some of them are like they've been devotees for 30 years, and they just come in and joined us. It's really sweet. Vanchikapatubhischa, Kripa Sindhuevacha, Patitanam Pavanabhyo, Vaishnavabhyo Namah. Om Gyan Tiramandasya, Gyanjana Salakaya, Chaksho and Militamina, Tashmai Shigurve Namaha, Trinada Pisunichana, Tarora Pisaishnana, Amanina Manadina, Kitni Sadahari, Tatina Kampam Susamic Shamanal, Bujnavet Makitam Vipakam, Hate Fact Vapabividam Namaste, Jivitaya Muktisa, Diabak, Vachravegam, Manashakrodavegam, Jivavegam, Udavapastovegam, Itamvegam, Yovishahetidira, Savam Apiman Prativim Sashishat, Anyablasta Sunyam, Gyan Kambyanavitam, Anukalenya Krishnushina, Bhakti Uttama, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadata Shivasadi, Gaura Bhakti Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Dandavat pranams, my darling dear devotees. We're back at the normal time of midday. So although we made the later time of 8 p.m. for the West Coasters, the Hawaiians, the Australians, and the New Zealanders,
relished a little bit of this food, and then told Govinda to tie the rest in the end of his dhoti and take it along.
Okay. We got some technical hiccups going on. Keep on the muting there, Yoshinari. So anyway, normally we're at this is our normal time. Last week we had our first 8 p.m. one for the Australians, New Zealanders, West Coasters, and Hawaiians. And yeah, today we have, as is normal, I give a quick time check. We're at 30. This is our 34th out of 64 Gurudeva Memories. Time has gone so quickly. So we're the equivalent of 12:45 p.m. if this was a normal human day. And if, like me, you like to operate in the day of Brahma, we're on the 8th Manu in the 31st Chatur Yuga, and we're in the Satya Yuga, and we're 216,000 years into the Satya Yuga. And today we have a beautiful lineup. We've got actually 3 continents represented. We're going to be starting in Miami with Sriman Ragunatha, and then we'll stay in Miami with Srimati Shahikala Didi, and then we're going to zoom all the way over to Australia. And because it's Zoom, it's instantaneous. We're going to be going to Sriman Sahadeva, and then we will then nip up to India and it's going to be exciting because Vijay, our last but not by very means not least speaker, is from India, Sriman Vijay Krishna Das, and he's the one who organizes the equivalent of this in India, and was very kind enough to invite me to speak on that program, which was delightful. So it's beautiful to have him speaking on the program. So I shall hand over to Shadari, who will take it on from here to introduce our first speakers. And delighted and big warm welcome to all our speakers and all our listeners. And as I often say, your Shravan makes the Kirtan possible. So thank you for your devoted service for making this program possible, Prabhus and Didis. Haribol.
Thank you, Yashodhananda Prabhu. So I would like to introduce our first speakers. I'm actually really excited because I read their bio and it's just so interesting. So I'm really looking forward to hearing more. So our first speaker, if you don't both mind, I will introduce you together as a unit, even though you're very much individual. But I will just introduce you as together because I think you've gone through your journey together in Krishna consciousness, which is really super amazing because normally you have like one disciple be a Krishna conscious first and then it brings the other person in. But the two devotees that I'm speaking about is Sriman Ragunatha Prabhu and Srimati Shahikala Didi, who met the devotees in 2002 in a maternity birth center, which is really phenomenal when Didi was pregnant with her first child, and they were spiritually inclined when they were pregnant, but their maternity what do you call them, nurses, was our Srila Gurudev disciple. So they were, into meditation, yoga, and they were open to meeting, and exploring spirituality. And they met Srila Gurudev's disciple, who, when they had their first child, were looking for a spiritual name, and they rang up Isha Prabhu, our beloved Isha Prabhu, and asked what to name their first child, and which Isha Prabhu gave the name Shanti. And then from that, they really kind of ran into the movement of going to meet Srila Gurudev. And the following year, in 2003, when Gurudev came to Miami, they got Harinam. And 2 days after actually meeting Srila Gurudev, which is cool, because like normally some people wait a long time, but literally 2 days after they met Srila Gurudev, they took Harinam. And then in 2005, they took Diksha from Srila Gurudev together as well. And this couple, actually, I actually know a lot about you because I've heard a lot of the seva that you guys do, so it's really cool. They do a lot of seva, they do a lot of hosting, and look after all of the Vaishnavas when they come to Miami. And I'm sure they do it in a beautiful way that they keep coming back. Unfortunately, not like me in England, because none of the Maharajas come back. They haven't come to see us in a long time. So it might be my hosting skills. But they also they've helped with publication with Mahabodhi Prabhu and have done a lot of preaching. So with great pleasure, honor and excitement, I would like to invite Sriman Ragunatha Prabhu and Srimati Shahikala Didi to come and speak and share some memories of Srila Gurudev with us. Hari 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 Bol.
Can you hear me, Didi?
Yes, I can. I'm not sure who wants to go first, so it's up to you.
Always. Okay. First of all, thank you, Didi, for inviting us to this session. This is our first speech in public, like worldwide, and kind of nervous, as you can see. Ragunatha Prabhu put me in the spot, so I will try to my best, hopefully.
Just remember that your family is listening. That's all, and that's we're just a family unit here, so nothing to worry about.
All right, first of all, I'll offer my pranam. Gyana Timirandasya, Gyananjana Shalakaya, Chakshurinitam Yena, Tashmaya Shri Gurave Namaha, Namahom Vishnu Padaya, Radhikaye Priyatmane, Shishiman Bhaktivedanta, Narayana Intinamine, Namahom Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale, Srimati Bhaktivedanta, Swami Michinamini, Navahom Vishnu Padaya, Go Krishnaya Bhutale, Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta, Shripan Madhavu Swami Maharaj Itinamini. Vanchakalpata Vyasya, Vipasinu Vyavacha, Pachitanam Pahanibhyo, Vaishnavibhyo, Namo Namaha. I've wrote some notes so I don't get lost. And first of all, thank you again, Didi, for inviting us. I know we're really unqualified, you know, to be there, but we're still very happy to participate in the program. I offer my pranam to all the devotees here in Zoom and in Facebook, on YouTube. Then the first pranams. As Yashoda Didi was saying, from where we're from Haiti to begin with. We've been doing mantra yoga meditation in Haiti, not for too long, but we are all, especially Ragunatha Prabhu, always looking for something. He was never satisfied. So while I was giving birth to Shanti, we've been going to the midwifery for like 8 months, but we never know that the Ranga Devi was a Krishna a devotee. And it's while we were giving birth to Shanti, and they allowed us to bring, you can bring anything that you want, like incense, music, anything that you want. But there's one of our friends who had bought the CD of the Hare Krishna, the Krishna Das, the American singer. And we like the song, and we've been playing the Mahamandra. So I said, okay, I will take this and some incense on Shanti's birthday. So we went, and then I started playing the tape, put the incense, and at the end, they allowed you have 3 days to name the child. So since then, we've been looking as Raghunath Prabhu. He was a part of the masonry. So he had a name, but still we were not satisfied with the name. And then Ranga Devi and the other Didi, she's from Mexico. She said, they said, we didn't know that you are interested in that philosophy. And we said, which philosophy? And she said, yeah, Krishna consciousness. And then they start talking about the movement, and they asked us for the name. And we said, actually, we're looking for a name that means peace. And Ganga Devi was so happy, and she called Isha Prabhu, and Isha Prabhu said, name her Shanti. Shanti means peace. And then right on the spot, we named Shanti, and they put it on the papers. And the Ganga Devi invited us. Every Sunday they had program. There was a center where they used to have program every Sunday. So she invited us to the program, and the next Sunday we went with Shanti, and that was the start, the beginning of our journey. And right away after, in February, that was in September, and in February, Srila Gurudeva was coming in Miami, and Mahabhuti Prabhu, all the devotees, they encouraged us to take Harinam. So we said, okay, we'll see. And the first day that we met Srila Gurudeva, we went in the temple, and it was an Indian Shiva Vishnu temple. And just so many devotees from all over the world. They came, and we were looking and trying to see Srila Gurudeva, but the crowd was, there were so many devotees. So we said at the end, we'll go try to run in front of them and see who is that personality that everybody, are so anxious to see, and, doing their pranam. And we saw Srila Gurudeva, and Raghunath Prabhu was, not that convinced, because he said, oh, wow. But still, we said, why all those, people like killing themselves, like warning. You should see the brahmacharis, and it's the first time that we've seen that in our life. So many people like warning and doing their pranam, drop it on the floor. And we said, oh no, definitely we have to take initiation.
Yeah.
And the next day, it was a Saturday, but I had no devotional clothes. So we went to all those Indian stores. That one devotee, they give us the address. We were there, it was closed. We were the other place. And finally, we found a spot. I bought the sari. Now, how to put it? So you should see how I warm in the one. And the next morning, we went, and there was, the house was full, Didi. It was full. And we waited, they made us sit and holding shanty. And finally, at least 1 hour when they called us, and we went upstairs, we saw Srila Gurudev, and he asked us, where are you from? That's why Ragunatha Prabhu was so proud. Hey, and Srila Gurudev said, where is that?
My heart broke.
And his heart, you should see his face. His heart broke. And he said, wow, even where I'm from, my guru doesn't know where I'm from, but it was a trick. At the end, we find out that it was a trick, you know, because he was so proud of where we came from, you know, doing yoga and all the stuff. And he said, oh, yeah. And Bhajarat Prabhu took a globe and showed him, yes, in the Caribbean, that's where it is. Srila Gurudev, Haiti. Okay. And it was our spiritual birth. We received Harinam. Shanti was there also, and a few years later we received Diksha. And ever since, you know, when there's program, we always go to the center, after the centers, other places. And that Ragunatha Prabhu also, you know, goes to the festival, but I was always pregnant, so I could not go. Because we have 4 kids. And me and Srila Gurudev, we had, as you were saying, we had a chance, like an opportunity to do some seva with all the preachers. Most of the preachers that come in Miami, they always spend some time with us. And because Miami is like it's easy for them to go to Miami and go to South America or Europe. So it's like a transit. So lucky us, they always come here. And we had a chance also to meet Srila Good, to have, to host Srila Gurudev for a few days. And that was the best moment of our life. He stayed with us. We had a chance to see how he's always, you know, his time, as Yashodanand Prabhu was talking about his time on the last program. He's always doing something. And we were staying, I remember we were staying in the garage because we gave the house and it was very hot in the garage. And one morning, Srila Gurudev was going to his morning walk and he missed the other door. He opened the garage door and he saw us. He said, what are you doing here? Why don't you come inside?
Shahikala was supposed to go to one of our nephews' house nearby. And I was supposed to stay alone with Srila Gurudev in the house. But Shahikala said, oh no, I have to be there also. And because of that, we had to stay in the garage. And Srila Gurudev secretly, but unfortunately, we got caught. You understand? So
yeah, that's what happened. And then he said, you should come inside. He said, no, Srila Gurudev, the house is all yours. No, I'll stay here. I'm okay. And I think everywhere they go, you have to cook something. And me, cooking, I like to cook, but cook what I was thinking, what I will cook that will please all the devotees and Srila Gurudev, because they said, tomorrow, Shahikala, you have to cook. And I postpone it for the following day. Yes, that's it. That's our last night. You have to cook something. So, and I cooked some Haitian. I realized that they like sabji, but in Haiti, we call it something else. So I cooked some Haitian sabji, and we offered it, and I don't know, hopefully, I don't know, Shulago, they had some, or the devotees, they had some, which is okay. And that was it. And I had the chance also to cook another time when Srila Gurudev came a few years after. But Srila Gurudev is so merciful. From the time that we had darshan till now, I can say that I'm forever indebted to him because he's my savior. He changed our life. I have no words to explain his glories, his affection, his love is so merciful, so merciful. So I will forever, life after life, be indebted to him. I'll try to, like I said, he's my father, my mother, he's my everything. Without him, he's the first morning, that's him we greet first, and then, so he's always there. When I heard the news, when Srila Gurudev left our vision, I was so devastated. Ragunatha Prabhu and we went outside because we didn't want it to cry in front of the kids. We went outside on the street crying. And obviously when we came back, they saw that our face was, that we've been crying, and it was really tough because we were on that moment was really a tough time. But afterwards, I realized that he's always there. It's the same, either before or after, but he's the same, he's still there, and he will always be there, hopefully, to keep guiding us. To his preachers, to his lectures, to his devotees, the beautiful family here. He's always there, always there. So we are forever indebted to Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj for coming here, and Srila Prabhupada as well, who studied the movement here, come here to the West to save us. So, and Srila Gurudev also to follow Srila Prabhupada's footsteps and to come here to save us. And he's our savior, our mother, my mother, my everything. So I think I'll end here. There's so much that I want, but
you've got at least another 10-15 minutes today, and I can see behind you Srila Gurudev's shoes, and I'm really curious to know. Is that
that's his clock?
Oh my God, that's so cool! It's like yeah. Can I ask how you received them?
Oh, the shoes you may gonna see in Badger, in one of the festival in Badger, we bought one, and Srila Gurudev gave us the one that he had. And the clock, it's when he was staying with us, and they. Who remember that? Okay. The clock, the battery. They wanted to change the battery, and Madam Maharaj said, bring another clock. So we bought another clock, and we got this one. And his towels, all of this, everything. Like Shamadi Didi was saying, you can have a museum of Sri Lagunavi.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It seems like you've got a whole museum. It's like,
Yes.
you know, when you go to Govardhan and you go to his room in Govardhan, it's got like a whole museum, pretty much a museum. I'm sure it's the same.
That's
You've got a mini Govardhan there.
Yeah, Shabani Didi was saying the same thing. You have everything. You have even his water.
Yeah.
His footbed, the water that he took bath. We had some. Like
Shahikala, your garage story was brilliant. I have almost a very similar garage story where Gurudev, he used to stay with us each year. And this time what we did is we built an extension on the house, a separate extension where we would stay so we could give him our bedroom. But when he arrived, actually the extension was really nice, but he kind of saw it like the garage. So he refused to stay in the bedroom on account of the fact that we would not be able to stay in our bedroom. So we had this whole negotiation with him where we were steadfastly. It was like I was reading in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Swarup Damodar kind of ordered Lord Chaitanya to do something. It felt like that, like we were telling Gurudev, no, you have to have the bedroom. There's no negotiation. It's
I
like,
know.
It's like this love tug of war, and yeah. It's very sweet. It's very, very sweet. Very, very sweet.
Even after when he left that room, we never went in the room. Don't need to clean. More than a year.
We never mop, yeah. And you can see his
We had his footprint. Never mop it.
Beautiful.
More
So it's
than a
amazing
year.
how in a room, like you're used to a particular room, and as soon as he'd occupied it for say 3 or 5 days or whatever, really, he transformed that room into like a different planet.
Yeah, we left the room unoccupied for more than a year. More than a year.
Beautiful.
So I will. Ragunatha Prabhu will speak a few words.
Shakshun Militamila Tasmai Shri Guave Namaha Namahum Vishnu Padaya Ratikari Priyatmali Shishimat Bhakti Vedanta Shila Narayan Goswami Maharaji Tinamini Namahum Vishnu Padaya Guru Kristaya Bhutali Shishimat Bhakti Vedanta Shila Madhav Goswami Maharaji Tinamini Namahum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Kristaya Bhutali Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinamini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Dandavat pranams to all the devotees, all the listeners. I am very shy. I don't like to speak in public. I'm not a good speaker, but I was trying to avoid that meeting. But because of Srila Gurudev, I said, let me put all the shyness behind and try to say a few words. You understand? So, like I'm saying, I'm not so qualified and I'm not a good speaker, but I will try my best to say something. As Shahikala was explaining, one of our friends, he used to come to the house playing with so many Mahavadi's books and also one CD, Krishna Das, American Krishna Das. So we always playing that CD, Hare Krishna music song. And when Shahikala was giving birth to Shanti, we use that CD. And when Srila Gurudev, I can say so many stories because, like, yeah, Shahikala already explained everything, but I can say some stories. You understand? So, and because of that friend, I feel like he's senior to us. When Shamali Mataji came to Florida,
Chamala.
Shamala, yeah, she was asking because Later on, our friend became also a devotee. So I was telling Shamala Didi, yes, he's senior, because in my heart, I feel like, oh, he's the one that, because of him, we were playing that CD. And because of that, we met the devotees. Because of that, I feel that he's senior to us. And then when Srila Gurudev was giving first going to Radhapriya, and Shamala Didi was telling to Srila Gurudev, something, I think we were talking about something.
Who came first?
Yeah, who came first? All the devotees were asking who came first. And I was saying that, oh, Shamala Didi responds, oh, they came first. My friend and his wife, they came first. You should see, because at the beginning, I feel like, okay, to be a true guru, you have to know past, present, and future. You understand? But later on, Srila Gurudev proved to me is a triple agya. He knows past, present, and future. Because when Shamala Didi Mataji was saying that they came first, you should see Srila Gurudev's face. He said, nope. He was very serious. Nope. No, they came first. And then I cannot say anything. It's you. We came first. I was trying to be humble and give the priority to him, like, oh, they senior to us because of them we met the devotees, but Srila Gurudev didn't feel it, didn't see it that way. Srila Gurudev said, no, they came first. So I said, how come Srila Gurudev knows that we came first? Even though, because, we took initiation first, but so many devotees, so many people. I never, I didn't think because of that Srila Gurudev knew that we came first, but I know because he can see. You understand? Because Srila Gurudev knows past, present, and future. He can see that we came first. So this is one of the story, and also the second one, when I remember, because we are doing real estate investment, when the market crashed. It was a big mess in South Florida, and we were in trouble. You understand? So we didn't know what to do. We had so many apartments, and one by one we start losing each of them. One of them that we put all the money. That one, when we start uh, 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 when we start losing, and finally we finding this one with one of the hard money lender to get some cash. And those people, they are very high interest, and also uh, very high interest. So we didn't know, and at the end we cannot pay that loan back, and it was very difficult. So the bank was coming after me, you understand, because of the loan that I cannot pay back to them. So losing one apartment is nothing, but the bank was trying to sue me. I didn't know what to do. One of my friends that was doing the same thing with us, he took us to one lawyer, and we went and talked to the lawyer, and the lawyer said, okay, we can try to help you out. But I was thinking, what should I do? But at that time, I was not mature in, I cannot say, uh, I didn't, uh, I didn't even take, I should not mix spirituality with bhakti, with materials things. You understand? I didn't think like this. And I was not so intelligent. Even now, I'm still not intelligent, but, as the older you are, the wiser you are. Because I'm older now, I have a common sense what to do, what not to do. You understand? So I said, okay, the best thing, I think I have to go to India. I have to go to Srila Gurudev. And my friend, he's not a believer. So he was saying, oh, this guy is crazy. He has things to do in America. Now he's talking about going to India. And I told Shahikala, okay, you stay here, you talk to the lawyer, and I have to, it was a good excuse to go to India. You understand? So, devotees are always looking for good excuses to go to do also to have association with the devotees. So I said, okay, I can use that as an excuse to go to India. And then I booked my ticket and went to India. Yeah, and then I think on Parikam, in Vrindavan Parikam. So when I went there, every day we have to go to Parikam, and I said, how I'm gonna talk to Srila Gurudev about that, because I don't want the devotees to judge me. Oh, this guy is even though I'm a very materialistic guy, but I don't want them to realize that. So I said, how can I see Srila Gurudev and talk to Srila Gurudev in private regarding that issue? So I said, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. In one of the Parikams day, I'm not going to the Parikam, and I will try to go to Srila Gurudev's room and talk to him. And then I went, and then the next day, I didn't go on Parikam, and I went to Srila Gurudev. Ragunatha Prabhu just finished massaging Srila Gurudev, and Srila Gurudev said, you didn't go to Parikam? I said, no, Srila Gurudev. And then Srila Madhav Maharaj also was there. He was asking me, what's going on? What do you want? I said, oh, Srila Gurudev, I am in trouble. He said, what? I said, yes, Srila Gurudev, I am in trouble. I said, what trouble? I said, I have one apartment. The bank is trying to sue me and come after me. I don't mind to lose the apartment, but sue me, this is very tough. This will be very tough. And then Srila Gurudev said, okay. I said, can you bless me so I can sell this apartment? Because the reason why it was not so easy, all the lenders, all the bank, and this one was a high-rise, like high-rise apartment, not so, any banks, no banks want to
wanted to finance.
Wanted to give any loan to those apartments. And also, even something 100,000, people, you cannot find any banks because the market crash. No one want to invest any money at that time. And also, people want to buy cash. They are afraid. They don't want to invest their money. So not so easy to sell. So this is the main reason that I went to Srila Gurudev. And Srila Gurudev said, okay, you will sell. I said, but Srila Gurudev, I didn't believe in Srila Gurudev because it was too easy. You understand? Our mind, especially my mind, is like crooked mind. You understand? So I thought Srila Gurudev was going to do some magic, but it's okay. I give you my blessing, you will sell. And then I told Srila Gurudev, like this. But when Srila Gurudev, he touched my shoulder, he said, you will do. And you cannot believe. As soon as I came back from India, we found one buyer. He came from South America. He bought the apartment cash. You understand? So I saved, Srila Gurudev saved me from that trouble. So, and then I realized, oh, now I can understand. Srila Gurudev is what I didn't believe Srila Gurudev was amazing, I didn't know that much at the beginning, but I didn't know Srila Gurudev was so powerful like this. But because of his blessing, someone came all the way from South America and bought the apartment, and he saved us from that trouble. Yeah. And also the second one, the third one that I want to explain. I went to Navadvip, and you cannot believe, Srila Gurudev, I think we reached there in the afternoon. After class, Srila Gurudev was outside the temple, and Srila Gurudev saw me. He said, oh, Shasha, you came. I said, yes, Srila Gurudev. But I was shocked. How come Srila Gurudev called me Shasha? Shasha is the name that all my childhood friends used to call me when I was a little boy in Haiti. So Srila Gurudev proved to us that not only is it Tripalagya, he knows past, present, future, but also is omniscient, because there is no way that Srila Gurudev can, even no one called me that name in the state. You understand? No one, except when I was a little boy, a young boy in Haiti. My childhood friends used to call me like this. But Srila Gurudev uses that name and say, "Oh, you have come, Shasha. You have come." I said, "Yes, Srila Gurudev." And then this one, I didn't know what to say. I was amazed and devastated also. Srila Gurudev proved to us, he's very high class. So uh, uh, I was very happy. If it was not for Srila Gurudev's blessing, I don't know where I would have been. You understand? So especially during that crisis, uh, if I was a devotee, it was very tough during that period. But because of the association of the devotees, we suffer a little bit, but not the way we were supposed to. So we are very happy to have the association of the devotees, especially uh, in South Florida. This is a place of Maya. So
Miami.
yeah, Miami. Yeah, this is Maya.
Maya,
this is Miami.
babe.
You understand?
My
so,
Maya.
Yeah, my Maya. so
It's tough.
yeah, it's not easy. But because of the association of the devotees, we are protected. So we don't know how to glow, how in words we cannot express our gratitude, our how Srila Gurudev we cannot really glorify Srila Gurudev. We can try a little bit to express, to share our experience with Srila Gurudev, but especially with the language barrier, so not so easy for us. But somehow we are trying to uh, give some uh, experience that we have that we had in the past with Srila Gurudev. So in that way, we can prove that Srila Gurudev is not an ordinary soul. So he's very high class. What else? I think that's all. So
Yeah,
I have so many, but I cannot remember all of them.
I've seen Kunjabiyari Prabhu also. We had a chance to spend some time in Miami with him. And I wanted to add, when we just started, we were still going in the other, like masonry, doing those masonry, because Ragunatha is a mason. He was a mason. And one day he asked, Prabhu, you want to
Oh yeah, I was because I was asking him, is it because the way the devotees, the way they speak, like this is the only way to realize God? And I was asking him. Previously, I was asking one sannyasi, but the sannyasi was a little bit rough. You understand? So he was saying, I asked him, so is it the only way to realize God? He said yes. And then I told him, what about those people in Haiti, in other country, who didn't even know about Krishna consciousness? What will happen to them? So, and he told me, this is the reason. What about you?
That's why
You came
here.
from Haiti, so that's why you are here. But at that time, I didn't understand what was the meaning of that. And then in North Carolina, when I think we went to Srila Gurudev didn't come in
Yeah,
North
we were
Carolina.
devastated.
So
That's so,
and then I was talking to Prabhu and asked him that same question. And then, but it was a little bit more soft, you understand? So he told me, yeah, there's so many ways that you can realize God. But even though you are doing other practice, but try to do this one also. And then every morning we used to do so many ritual, you understand, like, because mainly we are like Mahavadis. We used to do like meditation. We used to fast every full moon, every new moon. You understand?
Completely.
Yeah, we used to fast completely every new moon, every full moon. And also so we were, before going to work, I had so many things to do, so many practice like meditation, rituals. So when in the afternoon, I chant like 2 or 3 4 rounds, you understand? But I was not really, we were not really into, you understand? And also because of the food also.
Oh yes.
Every Sunday,
That was.
I used to, yeah, because of the food. At that time, every Sunday, even though I want to stay home, relax, chill, with watching movie, basketball, you understand? Even though I want to do that, but because of the food, I said, I don't feel like going to the temple today. But when we start thinking about, oh, now we have to wait until next week to eat those Indian food. At that time, we didn't know about prasad, those Indian food. And I said, okay, let's go. So even though we didn't want to go to the temple, but because of prasad, we force ourselves to go to the temple every Sunday. So, and yeah, what I was saying, every morning we also do so many practice, so many ritual, and in the afternoon after work, I can do 4 or 5 rounds. But when Prabhu told me, and then I was trying to do more, and then by doing that, we gave that up. So we didn't, we had no interest to do those practices anymore. And the next time I met Prabhu, I told him, I asked him, oh, you are very tricky. He said, why? Because I said, you tricked me. You told me you knew by doing this, we will have any interest doing any other practice anymore. He said, oh, you are very intelligent to realize that. You are very intelligent to realize that. So we didn't really, because of that, and later on now, we understood that the other answer from the other sannyas was also the same thing, because he told me this is the main reason that you are here, because even though Srila Gurudev is saying security, I don't believe that. I think like Mahabodhi Prabhu always saying, because of Srila Prabhupada mercy, like Srila Prabhupada always saying, I'm creating your good fortune because of Srila Prabhupada, I believe, not with the security, you understand, but because of Srila Prabhupada mercy, Srila Gurudev mercy, we met the devotees. But like the other sannyasi was saying, this is the main reason, like because of security, you are here. So in that same way, if anyone, any country, you understand, if you have security, somehow Krishna will make arrangement for you to meet the devotees. You understand? So that's what he was saying. He was not wrong, but at that time I didn't.
felt offended.
Yeah, I didn't really understand. I didn't really understand what he meant by that. So devotees, they are amazing. So any devotees, we don't feel like high class. We think all the devotees, they are amazing. It's good to be in the association of the devotees. Whatever your level, your kanishta, madhyam, uttam, we always feel like if you're the devotee, or your devotees is our heart. Devotees are our heart. So we cannot express our gratitude to the devotees, to Srila Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada. So this is amazing. This was amazing. This is a good experience with we are very lucky to especially to
from where we came from. You know the news.
Yeah,
everything
as you
going on.
you heard the news, like Haiti. I feel like I went we went with one sannyasi also to Haiti. He told me Port-au-Prince, pop, you know, the symbol of Haiti is pop.
P-A-P,
Yeah,
it's
you know,
pop,
what
it's
is the
sin.
meaning is pop,
That's
sin. Yeah, I think Haiti is very sinful. So, and I believe we are also the first devotees. We are the first Haitian people who met the devotees. So, oh, I think we are very blessed.
all glories to Srila
All
Gurudev.
glories to Srila Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada. So, back uh, coming from in a sinful country like this, and to have a chance to associate with high class Mahabhagavat. So this is not something ordinary. So we are very happy because of that. So uh, as I was saying, I'm not a good speaker, but I try my best to explain our experience with Srila Gurudev and also with the devotees. So
Haribol, Didi.
Very well. Thank you. Firstly, I just want to say you're wonderful speakers, because it feels like I was there with you guys when you were going through your memories of Srila Gurudev. And I just want to highlight a couple of things that you both said, if you don't mind. It's really interesting because whenever anyone comes to Krishna consciousness, there's a udipan, a stimulus that takes us to Srila Gurudev. And I've heard it's either through Srila Prabhupada's books or Muhammad, especially for those in the West. I think there's I don't think anyone in the West has ever could have directly gone to Srila Gurudev without Srila Prabhupada. And it's just so wonderful. The influence of a Mahamantra can take you so far to Sri Guru. And they say when you're pregnant that the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Mahamantra should be played.
Unknowingly.
Unknowingly. Look at that.
Unknowingly.
And it took you straight to Srila Gurudev. This is the mercy of Srila Gurudev. And it's so funny when you were speaking about your garage situation, and you know, you're hiding in the garage. But Gurudev, like you said, he knows everything. So when he found you, and you can hide, but he will always find you. And that's even now, like when we're practicing Krishna consciousness, sometimes you know, I'm speaking for myself, I find it really difficult, and I try to hide away from Srila Gurudev, but somehow or another he finds me and he's like, no, you're coming back with me, you know. And these little things that he did, like these little memories of him finding you, and is not, there's so much depth to what Gurudev did. Everything he did was like a deeper reason for why he did it. And you know, like we're hiding from ourselves and who we are, and Gurudev's like, no, I'm going to find you, and I'm gonna take you back, and I'm gonna, you know, Srila Prabhupada even said, life after life I'll come in. Even in the songbook we hear that Janme Janme Prabhu say, like, he'll come life after life to get us back to Radha Krishna. And you know, you start to, as time goes on in Krishna consciousness, I guess you start to realize the gratitude of that, oh my God, life after life for me, like this. So it's just like, you know, and he is always there. And I think I think that's the beauty of Srila Gurudev, is that, and any Guru Maharaj, is that no matter what happens, no matter how difficult life becomes, because he is our everything, when we turn to him and we say, Gurudev, this is what I'm going through and I really need you right now, he finds a way. He finds a way to bring us back up to that balance and make sure that we carry on. And you know, then you start looking at his things and you think, oh, I don't want to be hopeless, because you promised that if I that was one of the things you told me not to do, is to not be hopeless. So it's just really, really beautiful. And the thing, Ragunatha Prabhu, you were speaking about the flats and your situation with the flats. And I was just speaking to Vipin Prabhu this morning, and he was saying that when a devotee, or when Sri Guru is ready to take, I can't remember where he quoted it from, so beg my pardon for that, but he was saying that how Krishna arranges, when we're going into Krishna consciousness, Krishna arranges that all of our material things that are meant to be will be taken away. So it seems
Yes,
that's
definitely.
exactly what Srila Gurudev.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And it's exactly what happened, and
Yes.
I actually see it in so many devotees. Like even myself, when I first came to Krishna consciousness, I had a really good material life, like really good material life, if I was to just look at my material life. But then you look at then everything gets taken away and you're like, oh my God, what is happening? And then they put us in that position where we have no option but to go to them, because I know that with me, if I didn't, if he let me carry on the way I was, I would never have turned to Srila Gurudev and made the effort. So it's just it brought back that memory that I had when I was going through that actually, if he didn't do what he did, then would I have turned to him at all? No. Would I have been where I am today? No. So it reminded me of that. And then one other thing, everyone loves prasadam. There is I don't think there's anyone that doesn't like prasad. And this is the influence of having prasad, is that you slowly start to it cleanses you, because it's going to Thakurji, and it's going and it becomes Maha when it goes to Srila Gurudev. So I mean, when someone's taking Maha Prasad, not just Maha Prasad, but Maha Prasad, we can just imagine what kind of influence that has on us. So I'm really, really fortunate, and I really hope that one day we can physically internet. What was my internet?
Okay, yes,
I'm back. I'm just hoping that in reality we can really meet, and I can do some seva with you. That would be super, super awesome. And thank you again for coming and sharing your beautiful memories with us. Really fortunate. And Prabhuji, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Yashanandan Prabhu, for putting this platform. You know, it is amazing. Through this platform, we have a chance to see all our friends, everybody, all darling sons and daughters of Srila Gurudev. Thank you so much, Prabhu. And all the Zoom Marathon team.
You both did really well today. Really beautiful. I can imagine how much Gurudev liked being around you both, because you laugh a lot. And also you cry as well. And Gurudev said, I like to laugh and cry every day. So he must have loved being around you. And actually, just like, by the way, I love them. I'd never thought of, I love using words in different ways. I've never thought of Miami. That's brilliant. Especially the me at the end of Maya. That's even better.
That's what I always say.
Really, but it is Miami's really Maya. It's true.
It is.
Just like you had a story, Shahikala, that I related to. Also, the Ragunatha business story is very similar to something I experienced, because when my ex-wife and I came to Srila Gurudev, we had a thriving business, and we gave it to Gurudev, and he gave it back to us to manage. And then several years later, we kind of hit a bit of a wall. We got our strategy wrong, and the business was potentially going to go bust. So it was kind of similar to your apartment situation. We were weighing up. We was like, should we tell Gurudev or not? And then like, well, I don't want to go to Gurudev with something that's Mayic, And then we thought, well, hang on, we got to tell Gurudev. It's his business, It's like you can't not tell Gurudev what's going on. So we went to Gurudev. We were a little bit shy about it, a little bit kind of almost sort of eyes glanced down type of thing as we told him. And we said that we weren't sure whether to bring this to you because it's a Maya thing. He said, no, this is not Maya, this is your saver. And I was like, oh yeah, of course, yeah, duh, should have worked that one out. And a bit like your apartment situation, we were in the intensive care unit at the bank. And I remember a guy's name was Mr. Peacock, funnily enough.
Oh wow, Mr. Peacock.
We used to go and see him every month. And Mr. Peacock, we used to go with our bank manager, whose name is Mr. Olive, to Mr. Peacock. And we used to have such fun because we knew we were protected by Gurudev. So for us, it was just Leela, And Mr. Peacock was more afraid than we were. He was stuttering. And we would just have it. He couldn't understand how two people could be so relaxed in this situation. And by Gurudev's grace, we turned the whole thing around, and the business was actually in better health in 9 months' time than it was before we nearly crashed it. So it was an amazing story.
Yeah.
We didn't tell him it was because of our guru. It kind of would have flipped his mind, poor guy, you know. He's like, some people you tell about Krishna consciousness, and some people you have to keep it a little bit secret.
I know, that's why.
Right now I feel.
I was quite happy for him to think we were just lunatics. That was fine.
Yeah, right now we would never do that.
Oh,
mix spirituality with
material.
I feel the shame because of that. But you know, because I want to glorify Srila Gurudev, and I know this was very bad by approaching Guru with
for
material things. But because by praising Gurudev, I feel like I have to tell that how Srila Gurudev is how powerful Srila Gurudev is. So just one blessing and all the problems solved out. So you understand? So
yeah. No, super. I mean, actually, it all depends on intention. I mean, Gurudev said to us, "It's your saver," so we didn't feel like we were a bit coy about it, but actually we realized we went to him kind of with mixed intention, but he made it clear to us, "You're coming to me about your saver," so it was fine. So thank you so much, Maya, Ami.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Didi. All darling sons and daughters of Srila Gurudev. Thank you so much.
If I'm ever feeling down, I'll get in touch with you and you can just start laughing.
Oh, definitely. I learned to cook now.
Make me feel happy.
I learned to cook. By Srila Gurudev mercy, I learned how to cook. I had so many like Didi, you know. I even learned from Madhavara, so
beautiful. Thank you so much.
I'll try to host you.
Well done, both. Well done. Well, we're going to fly over to, actually, I thought our next guest, he is Australian, but he's actually in India. So our next guest is Sriman Sahadeva Prabhu from Australia, but currently residing in India. He's been a devotee since 1970. So we have a beautiful senior devotee with us here. And he took Harinam from Srila Prabhupada, which makes me totally jealous in a good way, that he took Harinam from Prabhupada, that he met Prabhupada. I remember when I first went to Vrindavan in 96, I went to Prabhupada's Samadhi. I really wanted to meet Prabhupada. So he took Harinam from Srila Prabhupada in 72, and he took Diksha the next year from Srila Prabhupada in 1973. And he met Gurudev in Gurudev's first Western tour year, which, by the way, we just celebrated. Today is Saturday, so in England, yesterday was Gurudev's departure for his first Western tour, and I think in the West Coast of America it was Thursday. So that's a very momentous couple of days. So Sriman Sahadeva Prabhu first met Gurudev in 96. With Prabhupada, Prabhupada directed him to preach and do deity worship. With Srila Gurudev also instructed him to preach. And in Murwillumbah, which is a very successful Krishna center in New South Wales, Prabhu arranged all the cooking for the festivals for many years in Murwillumbah. They had a lot of very successful festivals there. So with a very warm welcome, Prabhu Sahadeva Prabhu, please share your Pushpanjali with us. We're very happy to have you today. Thank you. Oh, you're on mute, by the way. You need to unmute. Yeah, fantastic. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. It's quite a bit of interference. Carry on for a second. Let's see how it goes.
Okay. I got a fan going. Maybe that's causing a trouble.
Yeah. Do you mind turning it off? I don't know how hot it is there. Sorry about that.
And probably we would
53 degrees.
He's probably going to be melting on air. Yeah.
We'll probably need to switch our videos off as well because his bandwidth's low.
Okay, how's that?
That's really good, Prabhu. That's really good. We're gonna. Can everyone turn their videos off, please? Except for you, Prabhu. Damayanti, switch your video off, my dear. Shahikala, the video's off, please. Okay, can't hear a thing. Sahadeva, we can't hear anything, I'm afraid. Where's he gone?
I think he's cut out. You shouldn't, Prabhu.
Is he in Vrindavan?
Probably.
Yeah.
If he's in India, then he's probably in Vrindavan, and it's hot there.
Is maybe he'll come back. Is Vijay here?
No, not yet. But most likely, Prabhuji will come back.
That wasn't even close to being audible.
No.
That was
but
like
Sahadeva Prabhu is back though.
It was like listening in Morse code. He's there. Yeah, I can see him. Sahadeva.
Probably needs to connect to the
He started out fine. The bandwidth seemed all right.
Is there?
What can he do at his end to help bandwidth, do you think?
If he's not got good internet connection, there's not much you can do.
There is one thing you can do. You can dial in. If he's got a phone line, we could give him the phone to dial in on. Let me see if I can get the phone number.
Yeah. Have to be India number, so 91.
Let's see what they've got. They've got a whole bunch. Actually, mainly I've done it once for America. No, they're all American numbers. Sorry about this, everybody. Let's be patient and see if he comes back. Zoom dial-in numbers.
Janki Didi said that he might be in Mayapur still, so that might be the problem.
Oh, Mayapur, okay. How do I call? Does Zoom have Indian?
I think he might be frozen. Shall I message Vijay Krishna Prabhu and see if
he's sure, yeah.
Okay.
Where is Shanti? Okay. Taruni.
It's so funny because Vijay Krishna Prabhu is just logging in now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perhaps do you want to come back onto the screen for a sec? Vijay Krishna Prabhu.
There he is. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Howdy, Paul.
We have a
Yeah.
slight problem because the speaker before, oh no, he's back. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, we might have to get you to speak next if Sahadeva Prabhu can't connect through us. Is that okay? So you might have to speak a little bit earlier than your allotted time.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm getting just ready for it. No problem.
Okay.
Let's try. So if everyone can turn their videos off again, that'd be great, except for Sahadeva.
Vijay Krishna Prabhu,
Haribo, can you hear me? Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Haribo,
We can hear you,
Can you hear-
Vijay. We can hear you. Okay, let's try Sahadeva. Sahadeva, if you want to unmute and let's see if we can hear you.
yeah, I'm unmuted. Can you hear me okay now?
It's a bit dodgy, but
Hare
let's
Krishna.
cue it. Let's try it a bit more.
Okay.
Maybe with your video off, Sahadeva. The bandwidth is so poor. Turn your video off and just speak without your video. And Vijay, if you could turn your video off, that'd be great. Just to save bandwidth. Okay, Sahadeva, where are you?
he's not there anymore.
Oh, he's gone again. Okay, all right. I think we're gonna have to move on. I don't think it's gonna work. Okay, Vijay, thank you for coming in early. Could you, would you mind? Oh, he's back. He's it's like he's teasing us. Try again, Prabhu, please. Krishna, let Sahadeva speak.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me? Haribo, Hare Krishna,
Okay, try Sahadeva. It's not
okay.
it's not very clear. It's not very clear. No.
Haribo,
No. Prabhu, I think we're gonna have to try another
Yeah.
week. I'm sorry. It's just we can't hear you. It's
Okay.
not gonna work. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe someone can text him. Maybe I'll text Sahadeva Prabhu now.
Okay.
And I'll let him
Vijay, Haribol, thank you for coming on early. We just couldn't get Sahadeva on. The bandwidth didn't work. So we'll
Your
move on
camera's
to-
not on.
Sorry? No. We'll move on to our fourth speaker, Vijay Krishna Prabhu from, you're in Kashmir, right, Prabhu?
Yeah, in Jammu actually, not in Kashmir.
So Prabhu first met the devotees in 1998. Particularly, I think you had a lot of association with Damodar Maharaj. And Prabhu first met Srila Gurudev in 2003 in Florida, in Alachua, when he was doing his PhD. And in that year, he took Harinam and Diksha. And then he's got the precise date. He said on the 14th of July, 2007, he took complete shelter, gave up his PhD, took complete shelter of Srila Gurudev, and has since been doing a lot of publishing, a lot of preaching, and looking after the temple in Jammu. So warm welcome, Vijay. And Vijay also has pioneered the equivalent program of this in India, which I think has been really successful. I had a great time. I think I spoke for about 2 hours the other day. It went on and on. It was wonderful. I felt very, very at home. It was really enjoyable. So thank you for your beautiful seva in India. And if Sahadeva could hold on, we'll come back to you, Sahadeva, after Vijay Krishna. Haribol, Dhanavad.
Thank you so much for giving me a chance to glorify Shri Gurudev and inviting me for this program, especially Sham Sundari Didi and Shodanandan Prabhu and Shodari Didi. I'm thankful to you. Thank you so much. Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. First of all, I would like to offer my unlimited Shashtang Dandot Pranam obeisances into the lotus feet of my Paramaradhyatam Shri Gurupada Padma, Nitrila Vishnupada Stotha Shri Srimati Vidanchika Narayan Goswami Maharaj Ji, then to my Shiksha Gurudev, Nitrila Vishnupada Stotha Shri Srimati Vidanchika Swami Maharaj Ji, and to the Rupan Shri Guru Vargajan, and to the assembled senior devotees and new devotees and matas and sisters, god sisters and god brothers. I would like to, uh, you know, offer my very humble, obeisances. Thank you so much. This is a very great and nice, opportunity to glorify Shri Gurudev. um, First, I would like to share with you all that Shri Gurudev is so special, so kind, and so magnanimous, and it's so great that he took great pains to come and travel the whole world, like more than 36 times, 2 times a year basically, and he took great pains. He went to great lengths to go to each and every place to just distribute the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaurvani. And he would, wherever he would go, he would try to explain what Mahaprabhu came to give. Why? Because before him, before that time, gradually people only thought that Sankirtan was what Sri Mahaprabhu came to give and nothing more than that. But Shri Gurudev gradually tried to, teach, preach people, saying that this is not the complete thing what Mahaprabhu came to give, but rather through the Sankirtan, he actually wanted to give the spontaneous love of Radha and Krishna, which is found only within the Vrajavasis of Shri Krishna's, associates. So Shri Gurudev's message was really special, and this message was catered to those who have been cultured by Swami Maharaj, Swami Prabhupada from the beginning in Vaidhi Bhakti, and who have been, practicing this for a long time. So Shri Gurudev, he went to so many places and he took great pains just because Srila Swami Prabhupada ji told him just before leaving to the eternal pastimes of Shri Krishna that you should go each and every place and try to preach to my disciples. And Shri Gurudev, in his very very old age, advanced age, he went, he traveled. He would travel from here in India to Holland or London for 6 hours travel. He would be tired and he would take a rest there. Then from there, he would travel to either US or to different places. Same with the Eastern tour. Like he would go to Malaysia or Singapore. He would stay there. Then from there, he would travel to Australia, New Zealand, and different places. And I've seen him personally that he would go to different places. And I have been to Badger and Houston a couple of times, and in Alachua too. He had come, he stayed in Jalakar Prabhu's house, like such a nice group of devotees there in Alachua. And Shri Gurudev, he sprinkled sweetness. I mean, not just something, speaking from podium, like a big speaker kind of thing, but rather a practical, uh, way of teaching. Like he would deal with devotees in such a sweet manner. He would chastise them in a sweet way, and he would teach them. For example, I've seen many times uh, during the morning walk, say in Badger or in Florida, wherever he went. So many disciples and even the senior disciples of Swami Prabhupada, they would go with him uh, during the morning walk, and Gurudev would travel for some time, like, walk for some time. Then he would sit in a park, sit in a place. Then he would question the senior devotees. I mean, he was very strict in that. He would question them. Okay, now you tell me, like, what did you hear from me last night? And if that person cannot say, I mean, that senior devotee cannot say, I mean, he can very well be ready for Shri Gurudev's chastisement. Like, I have heard one time Shri Gurudev, he asked, tell me the definition of bhakti. And that senior devotee was like, and within a second, Shri Gurudev just gave a thrash like him. So that's how sweet and strict he was, and that's how he was trying to teach. I mean, so many people, so many years have passed, and you don't even know what bhakti is, like pure bhakti is. So things like this, and he took great pains in that age. I mean, to teach this spontaneous love, rag bhakti of Radha and Krishna. I mean, what all he did. One time in 2004, during the Badger festival, was fortunate enough there to visit there first time. And there I saw, so many devotees, like roughly 700, 900 devotees there. And they were all, listening to Shri Gurudev daily. And Shri Gurudev spoke 2004 there in Badger. He spoke about Mahat Sangha, the supreme, the pure devotee, association. And there he said to the crowd, and I was sitting there, so there he said, like, if you come to Vrindavan, come with a one-way ticket. And that statement just struck with me. I mean, it just, like, I was just like dumbfounded, and I just took that statement to my heart. And when I left, I wrote to Shri Vishnu Prabhu and Isha Prabhu there in Florida. I wrote to them, Indupati Prabhu also from there in Florida, nice devotees. I mean, I'm very much indebted to them all in so many ways. They helped me there. And I wrote to them that I've taken a one-way ticket to Vrindavan. I mean, they didn't realize what I was saying, but then gradually they understood what I meant. So Shri Gurudev, I mean, he was so strong. I mean, he tried to, instill the mood of Rupa and Ragunatha. Shri Prabhupada used to say, like the Jagat Guru Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he used to say like this. So Shri Gurudev also told like this, and that's what inspired me. And I said I took one-way ticket. So there in Badger, Shri Gurudev was speaking about the Mahat Sangha for 7 days from the Sanatana Goswami Pad Bhagavad Bhagavatamritam. So then one day I heard Srila Swami Prabhupada's disciple, Shri Bhagavan Das Prabhu, he came there to visit Shri Gurudev. And then Gurudev told him to speak, and he tried to glorify Shri Gurudev. And he said a very, sweet thing, but a very relevant thing. So what he said on that day was, he said, I've seen my Guru Maharaj Swami Prabhupada, he never took medicines. He just, fasted, and he never, took this, allopathic medicines. Ayurvedic maybe, but not, allopathic much. But then he said, now I'm seeing Gurudev Shri Narayan Goswami Maharaj Ji, now I'm seeing him. He said, Maharaj Ji is taking so many medicines daily. Why? Just because he has so much love and so much, magnanimity towards the fallen souls of this world, that he's taking great pains, that he's taking medicines just so that he can able to fulfill the mission given by Srila Swami Prabhupada ji to go and to preach the message to my disciples. So, from this statement, you can understand how much pains and, effort Shri Gurudev was taking to keep himself fit. And those who have been near him may know this. I think Shri Madhuvrat Prabhu was here. I think Shri Madhuvrat Prabhu, he knows this. He was there with Gurudev, and he knows this, Pujya Shimada Maharaj, he used to have a box. In that box, like, it would be labeled Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And there would be like 3 compartments, like morning, noon, nighttime. It would be filled with tablets, so many tablets, and just unbelievable. And Madam Raj took, care enough to give those medicines from time to time. And Shri Gurudev, he took those medicines, Why? So that he can be able to preach the message of Mahaprabhu Shri Rupa and Ragunatha to the, to the devotees, the worldwide devotees. So that's how much he sacrificed his personal thing just for the preaching of the spontaneous love, the rag bhakti. The whole message was new. People, especially in the West, even in India, people have, slowly forgotten this message of Rupa and Raghunath, this spontaneous love, raga, bhakti. And Shri Gurudev, he handedly, he revived this whole thing. It was when he tried to do it, there was a very strong, opposition to this. People even called names, saying him Sahajiya and whatnot. But he was very strong, and he would try to say from time to time, I'm trying to glorify the very soul of Shri Krishna, Shri Radharani, and the gopis of the Braj. And those who don't glorify those devotees, they are fallen and they are bound to fall. And the reason that, I'm always glorifying Shri Radharani, I will never fall down. So that's how he tried to counter the, criticisms from the senior devotees in, ISKCON and so many things. They tried to ban him. They tried to do so many things. But Shri Gurudev made a statement. He said, they tried to ban me, but I tried to jump on those ban, and I'm like a, there's a statement in Hindi, it's called Savasher, meaning I'm like 1.5 times powerful lion. literal translation, but it means that they tried to stop me, but rather I, became stronger enough, and I overcome those like problems, and I try to preach the message. And I mean, he was so merciful. He forgave them all for their mistakes, and he showered them mercy. He like showered them kindness. I mean, it's just unthinkable what he did. And we saw towards the end in 2008 or 9, so many GBCs, Gopal Krishna Maharaj and few others, they came to beg, forgiveness from Shri Gurudev. And Gurudev was kind enough the whole time. And he said, I tried only to, to tell you the proper message of Swami Prabhupada, and I never tried to grab, ISKCON and things like that. And Gurudev was the one who tried to save ISKCON. I mean, we have heard the way Guru Maharaj, they called Shri Guru Maharaj to Bombay. Shri Gurudev used to go to Bombay to fight in the court case. The court case, the case was called upon by the son of Swami Prabhupada, and he put a case on ISKCON, saying that this whole thing is my property. Now I'm his son, so it belongs to me. And Shri Gurudev, I mean, they call Shri Gurudev as a witness that he took sannyas from Shri Keshavji Gaudiya Mathura, and Shri Gurudev used to go, but they kind of didn't treat him very well. I mean, when he had to return from Bombay, he just returned in a normal like sleeper class train. And this one time he just got sick, and so Madhav Maharaj, he fought with them, and he said that if you don't give proper treatment like flight tickets for the servants and for Shri Gurudev, we will not be coming and like winning the case. So that's how they mistreated kind of them. I mean, they didn't realize the value of Shri Gurudev actually. I mean, that's what I can say. Shri Gurudev was Deenheen. I mean, he was very he was very down to earth, humble. And he never said that I'm a big sannyasi, I need to have these facilities and this and that. He was very, very down to earth, and he kind of adjusted with whatever he had. So Gurudev actually, he saved ISKCON from being taken over, from being like destroyed. And he tried to teach the GBCs, the main leaders of ISKCON, by his love and affection. He tried to teach them sincerely, lovingly, and he taught them so many secrets, so many the teachings or the moods of Shri Rupa and Ragunatha, and especially Swami Maharaj. But then they all, I mean, due to management or politics or whatever it is, they just didn't properly, treat. And Shri Gurudev chastised them for that too. Shri Gururaj Maharaj, he came to beg sorry from Shri Gurudev. Some recording is there. So, so during the tape work, I heard that recording. So in that recording, Shri Gururaj Maharaj, he came to Shri Gurudev begging for mercy. I mean, sorry from Shri Gurudev. Shri Gurudev kind of chastised him, saying that like, what did I do wrong? But then he couldn't give any kind of reply, and he just, just listened to whatever Shri Gurudev said, and then she like went back, and Shri Gurudev was like, I'm not, you know, uh, angry with you all, but this is not the way to treat a Vaishnava. So that's how Shri Gurudev was very sweet to the, to those people too. And wherever he went in the whole world, there was, opposition from ISKCON, but then Shri Gurudev, he managed, he kind of conquered with his love and affection. He just moved the people of this world, and then he kind of inspired them all to rejuvenated them all to to follow Krishna consciousness once again, because due to bad association or no association, gradually people there in the West, they just lost the taste and interest to do bhakti. But then Shri Gurudev inspired them, and then people flocked Shri Gurudev, and so many people, he touched their lives, he changed their lives, and he showed what true love to Radha and Krishna is, what is true love of a Vaishnavas are. So that's how Shri Gurudev was a, eternal associate of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of Shri Radha and Krishna, and he taught so many things. Like, for example, he pioneered the Rupa Goswami festival. This festival is such an amazing thing that for 3 days we would have topmost scholars of Sri Vrindavan Dham come and speak about the glories of Sri Rupa and Rupa Goswami Pad, and such a high class of katha, So when I came to the mat, I was really new. So at the beginning, things just flew over my head. Then gradually, the second year something, the third year something. So like this, gradually things just, built up. But that's how high class the Rupa Goswami Pad conference or the Sabha was basically. During Kartik, we get to hear something, but this Rupa Goswami Pad conference, the Sabha was much superior to the Kartik Mahotsav also, because it was very specific to the teachings of Sri Rupa Goswami Pad, and so many different viewpoints and the glorification of Sri Rupa Goswami Pad's teachings we get to hear. And the beauty, the superiority of Sri Gurudev was such that so many scholars, they would speak for, so long time, hours and hours. But Sri Gurudev would just finish it off by saying humbly that I am not a scholar, but due to the mercy of my Shri Guru Maharaj, I'm able to touch some little glories of Sri Rupa Goswami Pad. And saying this in a very short and sweet way, he would just summarize and he would pinpoint the exact glories of Sri Rupa Goswami Pad in such a beautiful way. What those people, they have told for 2-3 hours, Shri Gurudev would just icing on a cake, like we say. So Shri Gurudev would just pinpoint in 10 minutes or 5 minutes, he would just say those, the points, the main points, the main contribution of Sri Rupa Goswami Pad. And at the same time, if somebody, no matter who he is, no matter he may be a big scholar or big personality, but if he had done some kind of a mistake, Siddhantic mistake, Shri Gurudev, I mean, he would correct him, but in a very sweet way. He would try to correct him and put the, I mean, proper siddhanta in the sabha. I mean, that's like, you know, unparalleled. I mean, nobody can dare to cut somebody's thing, but in a sabha, Shri Gurudev would do that. I mean, that's how a great personality he was. You can see him in Mathura too. Like, I stayed in Mathura for like 12 years, from 2004 to 2016, 15, 16. So I have seen that Shri Gurudev, he had such a, you know, very high position among the Chaturvedi Brahmins of Shri Mathura. But this was not the case before. The Mutt was founded in 1954 by Param Gurudev, and Shri Gurudev was given in charge by Param Gurudev, just so that Mahaprabhu's message can be preached in northern belt of India, because mostly uh, the Bengali speaking people, due to the language, people don't get you know, attracted to them. So Param Gurudev wanted that somebody Hindi speaking person, he should stay here and he should spread the message, and that's what Shri Gurudev exactly tried to do. So before, like for nearly 40 years, Gurudev stayed in Mathura, but the situation was really, really bad. I mean, you cannot even imagine the situation. Uh, the mud was dungy and in a very bad situation, and there was no much facility, no financial support, nothing. But still, Shri Gurudev just focused on bhajan, and uh, people just thought that, oh, this whole place is infested with Bengalis who just know, black magic. So people would, like, call names on them, and nobody would come to that place. I mean, the situation was so bad. The brahmacharis who used to go for bhiksha, Param Gurudev's disciple, Pujapashi Mangal Maharaj and few others, one day they went for bhiksha, and in the holy gate, these Chaturvedi Brahmins, I mean, they are big and they are like panda, and they just foul language and just beat and things like that. So these people, they went for bhiksha and they caught these two brahmacharis. They just trashed them and told them, you Bengalis, you have no manners here, and you come here and beg, for bhiksha here. Go back to your place. So something like this. So they came back to Shri Gurudev, and Shri Gurudev told them, okay, no problem, don't go for like 4 or 5 days, then slowly we'll go to different place. I mean, that's how difficult the days were. Nobody, thought of supporting them and things like that. But seeing Shri Gurudev's power, seeing Shri Gurudev's bhajan uh, siddhi, so Gurudev's greatness, those people gradually they changed. They saw how much Nishtha Shri Gurudev has in Shri Radharani, because in Vraj, Radharani is their life and soul. So seeing how much Nishtha Shri Gurudev has to Shri Radharani, and the way of his bhajan and his total dedication, his mastery of the Shastras, slowly, all the Chaturved Brahmins and Pandits and the whole Mathura people changed. And after 1996, when the preaching in the West started, and when the Western people started coming, then they realized, oh, this is not a, you know, ordinary person. Then they gave proper, you know, like respect and to the mud, and they gave misconception they had before. This is all just like, you know, Bengalis and things like that. It changed, and now so many people, so many big scholars, they respect Shri Gurudev and the contribution he has made to Mathura, and the way he has changed the people there, and so much love. I mean, each and every Mathura Vasi, you go and ask them, they just cry for Shri Gurudev. I mean, they just remember him. I mean, so many of them. Gurudev never differentiated. He is rich and he's poor. He's from that. He's from here and things like that. He was just, you know, nirapeksha. I mean, without any partiality. You know, he showed love to, you know, everybody. And there are so many stories, like some poor disciple, he used to go to her house just to eat a, you know, small piece of roti. So that's how he was. I mean, so much love and affection. People would flock in Mathura. I mean, so many people would come to visit him. So that's why he wouldn't stay in Mathura later on, because he wanted to publish so many the books of Shri Rupa and Raghunath. So that's why he went to Shri Govardhan. He went to the west in, you know, Hawaii. He used to stay there for 2-3 months just to write, and we have so many beautiful pictures of him there, and there he's writing and publishing so many books. And Shri Gurudev took great pains to publish these literatures of Shri Rupa and Raghunath, and he used to say, the mutt may not be there after some time, and maybe this, you know, there's so many people and so many things may not be there, but these books, this Vani, this is the only thing that's going to survive time. Like, for example, Srimad Bhagavatam, Vedavyasji wrote like 5,000 years before, but still Bhagavatam is there. Like Shri Rupa Goswami Paji wrote Ujjwal Neenmani Bhaksatama Sindhu. He is not there, but still these books are all there. So that's how Shri Gurudev saw, and that's why if you had seen him during the later part of his preaching, like after 2004 and 5, he focused more on publishing these literatures, and he reduced a little bit on preaching. So that's why he took so much time in trying to publish these literatures. But it's very sad nowadays that we don't even have taste to read these things. I mean, let alone to buy and keep them in our house. We have no taste. We want these things just in 5 minutes, and we want everything, you know, instantly. So, but Shri Gurudev published so many books. We are trying to showcase so many books of Shri Gurudev. We are going to have a 2-week festival in our Zoom program, which will be live telecast on Facebook and YouTube next month in June, from like June 14 to June 26, where we will be like showcasing the different books of Shri Gurudev, transcendental literatures of Shri Gurudev, and it will be a short synopsis of each and every title that he has published. And so in this way, we will be trying at least to inspire the devotees like those who want to read, but they don't know what's in there and what's good for them. So, I mean, this is how I feel that people nowadays want to read books. They want to be well informed first, that what's in there and what they're going to get from it, and you know, what is the message there and things like that. Then maybe if some curiosity is kindled in them, maybe then they will take their time out and read. But these books, these transcendental literatures, they are the real wealth of Shri Gurudev. I mean, I want to declare that this is the real wealth. There may be so many properties, so many marks, so many things, and so many things. Well, very good. But they're not going to stay. They will not stand the test of time. They will all be destroyed, like one day or other, you know. But these books, these things are the real wealth, the real, you know, the mood, Gurudev. So if we try to, you know, loot, plunder this wealth and keep them in our hearts, that's the real service to Shri Gurudev. I mean, the way he took great pains. If you had seen the photos, Gurudev writing there in Hawaii, he had the strap on his neck because by bending and writing, he got spondylitis. And, you know, I have seen so many times because Gurudev was merciful enough, so much mercy that he picked me up from Florida in, you know, I was drowned in the material sense enjoyment still now, but then he tried to pick me up and, you know, he tried to inspire me, give me taste of Shri Vrindavan Dham, and he called me to come to Shri Vrindavan, and he gave me a chance to serve him, you know, especially in publication. And I've seen him so many times. He would be so you know, immersed in proofreading. He would forget to wear the strap around his neck. But then Madam Maharaj would come and he would chastise him, why don't you wear it? But he would say, I didn't remember it. That's how he got lost in this. I mean, he was so immersed in these things. And then that night, he would have pain in his neck. And I mean, it's so sad. As a Madam Maharaj, he would, on different sevaks, I mean, they would do malish here, massage here, in the neck. Then they had some kind of a stick here, so that Shri Gurudev wouldn't bend, you know. So he had this stick here, and he had this strap here, and that's how, I mean, he worked. I mean, that's how much, you know, I wouldn't call it suffering, but he had so much, you know, vadanyata, magnanimity, grace for the fallen souls of this world, that he wanted to give them something. So he took great pains. And even after this, if we don't read those books, it's a, I mean, it's a disservice from our side. I mean, we are not proper disciples. Yeah, we listen to the katha, you know, audio books and so many things, that's fine. But still, we have to read. Like, for example, we go to college, I mean, we listen to the lecture, but still we come back and read the books, you know. So we have to read the books. The books are the basis, you know, so we have to read the books. So Shri Gurudev took so much pain. And I've seen many times he would be so immersed in it, in Govardhan especially. And from time to time, so many devotees from Delhi and so many places, they would come and they would want to meet him And one time this like big family from Delhi, they came. Shri Gurudev was writing, and they told him that somebody has come to meet him. He was so angry. Oh, that Teriki. I mean, like it's always like somebody coming and disturbing me. So that's how he was, absorbed in writing, translating the books of Shri Rupa and Raghunath. So Shri Gurudev, so much he was very much deenheen, humble, where he took great suffering. I mean, he silently he tolerated so many things. Like for example, this one devotee in there in US, Hawaii. I would call him the juice seller. So, so Gurudev used to go to his place and stay there for a long time. But then suddenly this one time, Shri Gurudev and Madhav Maharaj and Brajanath Prabhu, they were all traveling from, one place to different place to his house. And during that time, that person got a call from somebody else who was not favorable to Shri Gurudev, and that call was on a Bluetooth. And he picked up the phone, and the whole conversation came up on the speaker. And that person didn't know that Shri Gurudev was there, and he was constantly badgering him about so many things, about the Sangha, about Shri Gurudev, and so many things. Shri Gurudev just silently, he listened to the conversation the whole time. And then when he went to his place, went to his place, was like just silent. Then he told to Madhav Maharaj and Brajanath Prabhu, like, we will not be staying here with him anymore. So then he, he just left that place and he went and stayed in a hotel. And that person was begging for forgiveness, for mercy, and Shri Gurudev chastised him. What do you think? That I'm preaching at your mercy? It is due to the mercy of my Guru Maharaj and Shri Radha and Krishna that I'm able to preach. I'm not dependent on anybody. So that's how much he had to tolerate. I mean, it's not like a bed of roses that he had and he had success and everything. So much thing he had to tolerate. For example, in so many devotees' house, like he used to go and he had like 10 people with him, and that whole family, they had to give the place for these devotees, and so much thing had to be tolerated for Gurudev also. People are new, they don't know who he is, the language difference, the facility wise, and so many things. I mean, it's not like you travel and it's you are enjoying things, and Shri Gurudev, he did this for nearly 15-16 years, just because Srila Swami Maharaj Ji, he gave him the responsibility, and just because Param Gurudev, Shri Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ji gave him the responsibility that you are qualified enough to go and preach. And this message of spontaneous love, this is not something he concocted or he was doing by his own will. This responsibility was given by, Radharani herself, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, And Param Gurudev, he himself gave the responsibility to Shri Gurudev to preach this message of spontaneous love. I mean, he didn't do whimsically. He didn't do, out of his mental concoction or something like that. Just like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he preached Daiva Varnashram Dharma. Just because Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur ji, he told him to do that. And in the same way, Srila Swami Maharaj ji, he also preached because Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada ji, he told him to go and preach the message. So that's why he went and preached. So similarly, Guru Maharaj ji, he talked about the spontaneous love of Shri Radha and Krishna just because he was told to by Radharani, Mahaprabhu, and the Guru Varga. So that's how he did, and it's it's if you take his books, it's in so many books that he has published, and if you listen to his katha, it's all over. For example, Shri Gurudev katha was published in English as Bhakti Rasayan, going beyond Vaikuntha, such a nectar, nectar of Shri Govinda Leela, such a beauty. I mean, nobody can even comprehend the beauty or the sweetness of Shri Vrindavan Dham if Shri Gurudev, he had not come and spread the message of Shri Gurudev, Rupa and Ragunatha like this. So we are all, eternally indebted to Shri Gurudev. And so many people think he just, so many kind of negative thing. Like, for example, so many people think he's just speaking about gopi, gopi, gopi. It's not like that. Go and listen to his katha. I mean, if you listen in a sequence, it's so many things. I mean, things just, like in the flow, he starts from the beginning and he just gradually moves to the topmost level of bhakti. So we have to listen the complete thing, not just a little bit and try to, misjudge people, And he never, he explained Rasalila, he explained Venugeet, but there was never this vulgarity, grossness, and things like that. I mean, if you listen to them, it's so much imbued with the service tendency, the way we should serve, way we should love, and way we should be dedicated and surrendered to Radha and Krishna. I mean, the way he, catered this message to the masses, to the people. I mean, this is something very special. It's not like a Sahajya thing. The Sahajya thing is a different thing. The Sahajya thing is a different thing, where there is a misconception of Sambandha Gyan, there is a misconception that we, this material body, or something to be given to Shri Radha and Krishna, and where there's a shortcut. I mean, no need to do sadhan bhajan in just, some kind of drug-induced kind of, flow kind of a thing. You just, dance and you just reach that. I mean, it's not like that. Unless we listen from a Rasik, Rupanug, and Vaishnav like Shri Gurudev, there is no way the greed is going to come within you. No way. Not even in thousands of lifetime. Even if you practice the Vaidhi Bhakti, still you may never get the greed to have this spontaneous love for Radha and Krishna. So to have this greed, we should have the association of those people who are so much greedy to serve Radha and Krishna. Shri Gurudev was such a spontaneous, ragatmik devotee because he's a Nitya Siddha. So he's a ragatmik devotee of uh, Braj, Shri Radha Rani. So
We're running out of time now.
yeah, okay, this is the last thing. So unless we take shelter of him and in a submissive mood we listen to the teachings of Shri Gurudev, read his books with a prayer, with a submissive mood, we may never ever get the greed to have the service of Sri Radharani or the spontaneous love for Sri Radha and Krishna. So we are eternally dipped, indebted to Shri Gurudev, and my only prayer to him that may he give me shelter under his lotus feet, life after life, and even if I can get a drop of the particle of his lotus feet, and consider me as his servant of servant, my life will be successful. That's my only prayer to him, to his to his near and dear sevaks of Shri Gurudev, so many of them, so many people, and I pray to them all, please show me mercy that I can become the servant of Shri Gurudev. Guru Maharaj Ki Jai, and the glories to Shri Gurudev, glories to the servants of Shri Gurudev, glories to the devotees who are listening to the Zoom class here, glories to Yashodanandan Prabhu and Yashodhari Didi and Shamsundari Didi for giving me a chance to glorify Shri Gurudev and purify myself. All glories to Shri Gurudev, all glories to Swami Maharaj. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari.
Actually, I was worried, Vijay, there was so much richness in your content that I thought I'd end up, my summary may be longer than your actual presentation. You covered so many points, but I think the two consistent messages coming through your beautiful Pushpanjali were the treasure, how Gurudev was brought out the treasure within the treasure of Raganuga Bhakti, which we kind of almost as devotees take that for granted. But actually it's such a difficult thing to do. On the one hand, to present with simplicity the highest philosophy while not diluting it, and at the same time giving us access to the completeness of it at the same time. It's kind of like, it's beyond conception to be able to do that, because it's so rich, so vast, so intimate, and yet Gurudev was able to, on the one hand, fire the arrow into our hearts so that we'd understand what the purpose, what the goal, what the prayojan of our bhakti is, while at the same time not overwhelming or confusing us, and yet over a long period of time revealing this treasure to us in layer upon layer upon layer, which is still happening as we speak for all of us. It's quite an extraordinary accomplishment. And he obviously is doing that through his books. And I noticed, by the way, I mean, he did say things like, we are all ISKCON. He didn't see these walls and barriers. There really are no walls and barriers, as Gaur Govinda Maharaj said to someone who was talking in distress about some ISKCON politics. Gaur Govinda Maharaj said, all this politics and problem and confusion is in your mind. So it's all in our minds, this stuff, because actually we're just all devotees wanting to seek the highest truth. And Srila Gurudev points us towards that. And his books now are becoming proliferated and disseminated throughout devotees of ISKCON, sometimes more transparently, sometimes secretly, but the walls are crumbling. The walls are crumbling because of Gurudev's books and because of Gurudev's beautiful mood. And he said to us, if we ever run out of money and we have temples, as you said, and I'm bringing some extra flavor to this by what he said. He said, sell the bricks and make books from them. You know, this was his priority, because he said it won't follow the test of time. And I loved your story about how he got. I love it when Madhav Maharaj chastises Gurudev. It's always such a great Russ regarding his collar, what you call it, the strap. And there's another story where Srila Gurudev was caught in the middle of the night writing under torchlight. So they had to confiscate his torch. Gurudev was beautiful, irrepressible like that. And I also remember you started off by talking about how Gurudev traveled so much, did so many world tours. The numbers vary, but I don't know, it's 38 or 36 or whatever it is. But literally, I would see people coming in to see Gurudev. And if someone had to come to him and said, listen, Gurudev, I'm doing a program on the moon, will you please come? He would have said yes. He wouldn't even have thought about it, which made obviously the management tasks for the likes of Ragunatha and Madhav Maharaj almost impossible. They had that kind of Madhav Maharaj had to play the Shivite role of doing the hard stuff, of saying no, because Gurudev would say yes to anybody and everybody. So please, when you that synopsis program you're talking about, if it's if any of it's in English, please let us know so we can promote it through our networks as well. We should help each other as much as possible.
We are making a short, video about it. So we will be releasing the video, and there will be a poster too, I guess.
Right, we'll make sure
So
we
let's
promote
see.
it.
It's going to be in,
Is it Hindi and English or just Hindi?
It's in Hindi, but then somebody can translate it, I guess.
Okay, or I can learn Hindi in a month.
We will we will also be covering some titles in English too, like for example Nectar of Shri Govinda Leela, books like that. We'll be also covering them. So I'll try my best to do
maybe we should do some reverse, like you followed us doing this, maybe we should follow you doing that. We should do an English version of that. Maybe we should do that.
Sure. I mean, this is the best way to preach nowadays, because I mean, like if you go and tell them, see, this is the book and this is what you have in this and this is what the topic here is, and people maybe they want to go and read it, but like if you don't say such things, and if you just say take this book, they'll be like, why you should take this book, so this kind of message has to go to people, basically.
Also, the other thing, Prabhu, is I want to say to everybody, and many of you will already be doing this, but what this whole Zoom culture has promoted is a lot of reading groups, and reading groups can be, I have reading groups where it's just one-to-one. There's some reading groups where there's 20 people in the reading group. A great way, not everybody has the discipline to sit down, or the taste actually, not just the discipline, to sit down and read a book of Sri Gurudev, but the accountability that comes and the flavor that comes by reading with other people is very, very powerful. And it also increases our understanding of the literature as we share our insights. So really encourage everybody, if you're not doing any reading groups, you can put 1 or 2 in your week, and it really improves your whole practices. Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Beautiful. Thank you so much. And well done with your Indian program. It's tremendous. Sure. Now we're going to have one last chance with Sahadeva. I don't think he's here now. Anyhow, so we'll. Oh yeah, he is. He's there. Should we have another shot at it, Prabhu? I'm sure he's been very patient. No, I'm not getting any joy there. Okay, so I think it's announcement time, right, Yashidai?
Yeah, I think it is. It's a shame that we can't get Sahadeva Prabhu to
maybe
there he is. He's there.
Yeah, if it doesn't work, maybe we can work out where he can go.
Sahadeva Prabhu?
Reception.
It's just connecting to the audio, so let's see if he can
connect
through. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Jai. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, we can, Prabhu.
That's good.
Before it collapses again, I'm not going to reintroduce you. Just go for it because I'm worried the reception's going to go. So please offer your Pushpanjali.
Okay. So I'll begin now, will I?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nami Namaste Saraswati Devan Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Bhastita Dasadayani Nama Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatane Srimati Bhaktivedanta Narayani Namani Vanchakalpaturubhishta Kripasandabhya Vichapati Tadabhavane Vaishnavi Namo. Do I need to give an introduction, about myself first, or just go straight for it?
Whatever you're inspired by, Prabhu.
Okay. My name's Sahadeva Das. I took initiation from Prabhupada in 1971 in Sydney, Australia. I met Gurudeva in 1996. I was in a like a natural sort of healing type what do you call it? A retreat, and halfway through, one devotee rang me up and said, "Oh, Gurudev's in Australia in Wollongong." So I was in Cairns, which is like, what is it, 1,000 kilometers away. So I just jumped on the next train and I caught Gurudev for the last 3 days that he was there in Wollongong. And one devotee that I'd known in ISKCON for many, many years, he introduced me to Gurudev. And so Gurudev was staying at Brajaballabha's place. He has like some acres of land, and he built a really nice wooden cottage. The Gurudev was there. So Tridani Maharaj. So he grabbed me by the hand and took me to Gurudev and introduced me. And it was like love at first sight. And basically Gurudev just reached out, grabbed me, and pulled me towards him and never let me go. And so Gurudev once said, he said, "I am closer to you than the air that you breathe." Gurudev would go for morning walks every morning. So one morning, Gurudev was walking, and there was like shrubs and trees and like bushes on each side of the road. And so I saw Gurudev that he would sort of stop and he would look into the bushes. And I was wondering, why was Gurudev doing that? And so one devotee told me that, he was sort of going in and out of consciousness, from external consciousness to experiencing internal feelings for Krishna. And, Prabhupada would always say, like anyone who's showing any symptoms of ecstasy, then we should kick on face with boot. So I was in a big dilemma here. And so I talked to Gurudev and he immediately just was right there, responding to what I was saying. And later I realized that Rasik Vaishnavas, sometimes they lose external consciousness, sometimes momentarily. So, I accepted that later. But at the time, I thought it was a bit strange. But as I got to know Gurudev and as I was serving Gurudev, I started to realize more and more who he actually was, and how valuable he was to me, and what I was getting from Gurudev. I was just over the top. You know, after Prabhupada left, I mean, I took Shiksha from Sridhar Maharaj, you know, and then when Sridhar Maharaj left, I thought, I mean, Govinda Maharaj was there also. So I took some help from Govinda Maharaj. But basically, I sort of felt like I was on my own again, especially after Govinda Maharaj left. And so in 1996, when I met Gurudev, it just felt like my spiritual life just started again. And you know, I didn't do that much service to Gurudev. I would organize the cooking. When Gurudev would come to Mawulamba in Australia, I was organizing the kitchen and the cooking. So, you know, that was quite an intense service. And, you know, I was so happy doing that. And I got Gurudev, I got so much mercy from Gurudev. And, you know, so much so that I feel like that for the rest of my life, I'm fixed in some way, you know, in Krishna consciousness and in my relationship with Gurudev. But what, you know, the thing that struck me a lot was Gurudev made it very clear that Braj Prem, especially Manjari Prem, is the ultimate highest goal. And he made that very clear. And also, he gave a greed for that to some varying degree, that I became fixed in the understanding that my ultimate destination is Manjari Prem. And so I sort of, so many misconceptions and so many different doubts were cleared by Gurudev. And you know, he had so much love and affection. It's like when I first met Prabhupada, there's so much love and affection there. I was in the temple 6 months, and there was so much love and affection from Prabhupada that was a source of inspiration for me, you know, basically for the rest of my life. And then when I met Gurudev, a similar thing happened. And everything that Prabhupada gave me was being developed by Srila Narayan Maharaj. And it said in the first chapter in Chaitanya Charitamrita that there is no difference between Shiksha and Diksha Guru. So I had that experience. I mean, of all Shiksha Gurus, once Gurudev gave a lecture in 1999 in Vrindavan when we were on Parikram. And he said, Diksha Guru is only one, but you can have many Shiksha. But he said, among all Shiksha, one will be prominent. And so for me, you know, Srila Narayan Maharaj is the most prominent Shiksha Guru for me. And he gave me so much mercy. And there was amongst my godbrothers, there were problems because some of them were against Srila Gurudev, and so I was sort of forced to basically make a decision and, you know, extricate myself from those devotees who were offensive to Gurudev. And you know, it separated me from ISKCON, but you know, but anyway, what's the point of having a social life at the cost of your spiritual life? So I made a decision which I haven't regretted to this day. I remember once one sannyasi, ISKCON sannyasi, came to Gurudev, and he wanted to join Gurudev's group. And so Gurudev, there was one of Gurudev's sannyasis was there, and his feet were all cracked. I think they were even bleeding, and his dhoti was ripped, and it wasn't a pretty sight, really. And so Gurudev said, "Well, you want this? Then yeah, come and follow me." But he went back to ISKCON. And it was really nice going on parikrams with Gurudev. He gave so much, especially in the early days, like when the first parikram, I think it was 1998, I think I went on the first parikram. And so Gurudev was still walking and still sprightly enough to actually go along with the parikram on foot. And so all the katha that Gurudev was giving, it was so inspiring. And just being there every, like for Kartik and for Gopanim, it was so inspiring for me. And just before Braj Mandal Parikram, just before Gopanim, all of a sudden, money would just come out of nowhere. And I had enough of the fare there and back and all the expenses. About a month or so before. And this happened every year. Within a month before Gopanim and within a month before Braj Mandal Parikram, there I was holding an airfare and all expenses to go on Parikram. It was amazing how it was consistent. Like twice a year, every year for like 12 years. And once I went to Jagannath Puri on one Purushottam month, and Gurudev there, in one lecture, he said, "I have called you all here to develop your Sukriti." So I thought that, Gurudev was always with me, always looking after me. And these external sort of manifestations of Gurudev's mercy, I really appreciated. And also, hang on 1 minute. Vijay? Okay. So, and also internally, so much mercy Gurudev was giving. Me personally, so many attachments I had and so many problems I had in my life became small or smaller, and it became much easier to follow Gurudev and to follow Prabhupada and follow the process of Krishna consciousness. Like there's one instant, one brahmachari in Australia, he fell in love with one girl, she was a young, pretty girl. And he was young, he was like in his early 20s or something. And he told me, he said, my mind is so fixed and absorbed in this girl. He said, I can't do bhajan. I can't chant, I can't eat, I can't sleep. It was a mess. And then he went to see Gurudev and explained the situation to Gurudev that, I've fallen in love with this girl, and I can't do any bhajan, I can't chant, I can't be a devotee anymore. And so next morning he woke up and the attachment was gone. It's like he was back to normal brahmachari life, and he didn't have a problem anymore, and he was able to do his bhajan. So there's many histories, in Vaishnava history throughout the world, the history of the world, where the guru, he creates changes within a devotee's heart, internally or externally within his environment, to support his sadhana and bhajan. So, there are devotees that have had this experience. one of my godbrothers, he left Krishna consciousness, but he still loved Prabhupada. But so I invited him to come and see Gurudev, and so he came. Gurudev was giving a lecture in Sydney, so he came to the lecture, and as soon as he laid eyes on Gurudev, he just burst into tears. It was amazing. And later on, he told me, he said Gurudev's a pure devotee. That was his experience. But you know, like in Australia, when Gurudev would come, there was people that would come, like new people that would come, and when they saw Gurudev, they would just start crying. There's actually one woman who, one disciple of Gurudev, she had a picture of Gurudev, and she showed a woman who had nothing to do with Krishna consciousness previously, and hadn't read the books, didn't know anything. She took one look at the photo of Gurudev and she burst into tears. That's amazing. But Gurudev had so much love and affection that, you know, we would all just melt, you know, with Gurudev. And those devotees who sincerely serve Gurudev, they just melted, you know. They you know, there was tears coming from their eyes. It was like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, one should approach the bona fide spiritual master, inquire from him submissively and render service. And Guru will impart knowledge into your heart. So, and many disciples of Gurudev who sincerely serve Gurudev experience this, that, you know, internally within their hearts, they experience changes taking place that made it easier for them to do sadhana and bhajan. And that's one of the symptoms, you know, of pure Vaishnava, is that one develops attraction to Krishna, and his material desires, entanglements become less. Like when Chaitanya was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even the animals would chant in ecstasy just by seeing him. So pure Vaishnavas, they're very unique like that, and they're very, very attractive. And wherever Gurudev went, you know, devotees were so happy when he would chant. So many songs Gurudev would chant. It was really nice to hear. So now that Gurudev's gone, or we're left a physical presence, then we're all in separation from Gurudev. And there's one really nice book Ragunatha Goswami wrote. It's called Vilap Kusmanjali. And it's a very high book. But there, Gurudev says that unless one can cry for Guru, he can't cry for Krishna. So, you know, those disciples that sincerely serve Gurudev, then they're feeling separation from Gurudev. And what do you call it? But that feeling of separation from Gurudev, that qualifies one to be in separation from Krishna. And Gurudev was so expert, you know, like philosophically, he knew the Shastras so well. And, you know, because he's realized what he gave, you know, he was giving realized knowledge. He was giving real katha, where, you know, the words that were coming from Gurudev's mouth, they were not they were not material sound vibrations, and that nectar coming from his lotus mouth, that had such an influence on the hearts of the devotees that we all became so inspired and so enthusiastic about Krishna consciousness, and especially about serving him. And I mean, Gurudev gave general instruction, like if you read his books and like darshans and that, but he also gave personal instruction to devotees, which is basically the heart and soul of the devotees. Although Gurudev is not physically present, but he's still there in the hearts of his disciples. The Guru is always in the hearts of his disciples. Just like the super soul is always within the heart. But the super soul and Guru basically are one. Like in the first chapter in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Krishna says, "I am Guru." So the super soul, who is Krishna within the heart, he's our Guru, and he manifests externally as in the physical form as Guru. So the Guru is always in the heart of the disciple, because the instructions that Srila Gurudev gave, they are there within the disciple, and on a regular basis, those instructions, they're always coming to the conscious awareness. It's like we may be doing something or going about our material life, and all of a sudden we'll see or hear something that will remind us of Gurudev, or remind us of an instruction that Gurudev has given. So in that way, Gurudev is always with us, and he's always coming to us. But from my personal understanding, the greatest contribution that Gurudev has given us is developing greed for the highest goal of life that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave, which is Manjari Bhav. Gurudev gave us a greed for that. Gave us an inspiration for that. And the katha that Gurudev gave, where can we find that? I mean, Gurudev was criticized for giving rasa katha, even in the Gaudiya Math and also in ISKCON. He was criticized for giving that. And but Gurudev once said, if I don't give this a high rasa katha, it will be lost. If we hear rasa katha from a conditioned soul, then it's not so good. Like Prabhupada said, one should hear as far as possible from the lips of a pure Vaishnava. So when we hear rasa katha from the lips of a pure Vaishnava, we can compare that to hearing from conditioned souls, whether they're devotees or not, whether they're kanishta or whatever. We can't compare that. So some devotees were quoting even Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, saying that Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said that one should not even say the name of Radha. But he was doing sahaja bashing in the beginning of his preaching. He wanted to clear, because the general public thought that Vaishnavas were just low class people. Because their only experience with Gaudiya Vaishnavas was with Sahajas. So he wanted to clear that. So in the beginning, he was really strict with the Sahajas. But then later, Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said, okay, the Sahaja bashing is over, and now we should hear Rasakatha. We should go deep into Rasakatha. And Prabhupada wrote the Krishna book. There's so many examples. So, but what Gurudev gave, I mean, where can we find that? You know, like we can read the Goswami's books and we can get so much from there, but when we hear that from Gurudev, there's no comparison, because, you know, Guru has the key that unlocks the Shastra. We can read Shastra and it will just go into our head, but when we hear, especially such wonderful Rasakatha from Srila Narayana Maharaj, it goes into the ear and into the heart. So we're all really fortunate, you know. Gurudev traveled the world, I think, 6 times. Maybe it was more, I'm not sure. But he was spreading such wonderful katha all over the world. And then in Gurudev's books also. And also there's lectures of Gurudev, there's morning walks, there's darshans. So there's so much information that Gurudev has given. You know, like Prabhupada cleared the jungles, and he set a platform, a foundation, from which Srila Narayana Maharaj could progress, from which we could progress. How long do I talk for?
We pretty much reached the end, Prabhu.
I reached the end. Okay.
You want to say, have you got another story you want to say?
Another story?
Anything else you'd like to add? Is there anything else you'd like to add? Is there anything else you'd like to add that comes?
Yeah, just one quick story. Once I was going on a morning walk with Gurudev, and I had a really stressful, you know, I was having a really stressful experience with a family member, and I was so stressed I could hardly concentrate on what Gurudev was saying. I was on a morning walk, and he just stopped. He turned to me, and he said, "Cruel people should be rejected." And it became crystal clear, you know, that this family member was creating so much stress for me, and he was doing it, you know, because he was envious of me. And so then I became totally at peace, and I was able to focus on what Gurudev was saying 100%. There's a few occasions where Gurudev has done that in my life, giving me like personal instruction, but the others are too personal. But that one, okay. And Gurudev, he you know, Gurudev is 3-color Gya, because, you know, pure Vaishnavas, they can see past, present, and future. So Gurudev actually gave me instruction that really that was related to my future, which I was not aware of at the time. And he was really emphatic. He gave me one instruction, and I was thinking, he's giving me this instruction. He was really emphatic about it, and I was surprised. And I was thinking, well, what does he mean by that? You know? And then years later, after Gurudev had left, the physical presence, and then I realized what he actually meant by that. So he actually gave me a service that began in the future. All right, Prabhu, thank you very much for letting me talk.
You know what? I was really amazed because right at the beginning, you were talking about how Gurudev went from internal to external consciousness and back again. And I wrote down, that's like Ragunatha Das in Vilap Kusumanjali. And then you mentioned the book. And that's not a book that many people mention. And I'd written it down. I was like, wow, that was beautiful. Synchronicity. You've had some amazing association with Shri Maharaj and Gaur Govinda Maharaj. But I love the way you really emphasized, you said the words that, what Srila Prabhupada gave you so much, and then Gurudev developed it. And this whole Shiksha Diksha thing, and this whole Diksha Shiksha relationship, and that there's one prominent Shiksha. And I think in the fullness of time, I hope everybody will realize how Prabhupada and Gurudev are, they're a team, they're a complete team. And I think over time, everybody will appreciate that. It's slowly becoming realized by more and more people.
Well, if Shiksha Guru cannot bring you closer to your Diksha Guru, he's not Shiksha.
Yeah.
Because the Diksha Guru is the original Guru, and what he's giving, Shiksha Guru supports that and develops that. What we get from Diksha Guru. So we know if someone is Shiksha, if he's developing our relationship with our Diksha Guru, then we know he's Shiksha. If he doesn't do that, he's not Shiksha. Even Gaur Govinda Maharaj said that the Diksha Guru, he will enter the heart of the Shiksha Guru and he will instruct you through the Shiksha Guru. And that was my experience with Narayan Maharaj.
Because the Shikshas, he's peeling off the layers and the revelations of the same teachings.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Going deeper and deeper. And I love what you said about greed. And I wanted to add something about greed, because when I was first told about greed by Gurudev, I was a bit forlorn, because I thought, well, I don't really have greed. And then I realized, from what Gurudev was saying, that if you don't have greed for greed. And anyone can have greed for greed. Anyone. And I thought, if I start from greed for greed, then I'll end up at greed. And that's exactly true. And so Gurudev was so expert in that way. So I'm so happy that we managed. Thank you for being so patient, by the way, Prabhu. Are you in Mayapur or in Vrindavan?
I'm in Mayapur. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for being patient and staying with us, because that was really beautiful. That really completed our day. Yeah, thank you so much. It's not easy. This technology sometimes lets us down. But without the technology, we'd never have reached you in the first place. So we're very, very grateful, Sahadeva. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So we're going to wrap up the program with 3 announcements. Did you want to add something before I go into announcements? No. Okay, so the first announcement is regarding World Sankirtan Day, also known as the International Day of Joy. And we all know how much suffering is going on in the world right now, and how humanity is hurting even more than usual. And so we want to create an event that's totally non-sectarian. It doesn't matter if you're Gurudevs, if you're Gaudiya Math, if you're ISKCON, or whether you're a piece of grass or a monkey. Everybody is welcome to World Sankirtan Day, which is on the day of the Rath Yatra in Jagannath Puri on the 11th of July. And the goal is to have 108 Sankirtans around the world in different towns and cities, as per Mahaprabhu's express wish, desire. The core of our mission is Sankirtan. And we've already got 40 cities interested to perform Sankirtan, so we need another 68. And we're going to live stream them all on the same day to one website. We've already also contacted 1,000 social media outlets to publicize it to non-devotees. So we will be promoting it to the non-devotees to join devotees. So if you are someone that would like to organize a Sankirtan in your town or city, or you know someone, maybe you're not an organizer, maybe that's not your thing, but you know someone who could, and you want them to recommend it, them to organize it, please go to www.worldsankirtanday.com, which Yeshadari will post on Zoom chat, and sign up for organizing a Sankirtan. And we have the blessings of Didi and Shamarani and Bon Maharaj, Siddhanti Maharaj and Madhav Maharaj have all given us their blessings for this to take place. So thank you very much. That's our first announcement. I shall hand over to Yeshadari for our second announcement.
Haribol. So we've got a really exciting second announcement as well, which is 2 weeks after the World Sankirtan Day. So we're running side by side in terms of scheduling. So you will get information about both the programs at the same time. But as most of you are aware, we did a 55-hour global glorification for Srila Gurudev. 59 hours of global glorification for Srila Gurudev. And with knowing our Srila Gurudev and how to try to satisfy him, we knew that we would satisfy him the most by glorifying all the Vaishnavas of the Acharyas in our line. And we wanted to do that, and we were thinking when to do it, how are we going to do all of this? So Guru Purnima is coming on the 24th of July 2021. So we are now going to do a 64-hour live non-stop global glorification of the Nitya Lila Acharyas across the whole Sanghas. So that includes Srila Gurudev, Srila Vama Maharaj, just to name a few, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakshashidev Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj, Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Maharaj, and the list goes on. So we're really, really excited for this, and we will be reaching out to devotees to, one, ask them to come and speak, but also for us to help us to recommend devotees from other Sanghas to come and help us get devotees from around the Sanghas to also come and speak and glorify their Guru Maharaj, because like Gurudev said, that and Srila Vama Maharaj has said before as well, that by glorifying, and Srila Bharati Maharaj as well, by glorifying the Vaishnavas, we are getting their mercy, and hearing their Harikatha of these magnificent Vaishnavas is the way forward for us. So it's really, really exciting, and we're really hoping that you all tune in and also help us by coming to glorify our Guru Maharaj and all the rest of the Acharyas that we've got. So we've got a list of them, and we'll be in contact with you all soon. So I'm back to you, Shadananda Prabhu.
Beautiful, Yashodhari. You did mention Prabhupada, didn't you?
Oh, Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, it's like natural, isn't it? Obviously, Srila Prabhupada as well.
It goes without saying.
Yeah. Sorry, it's like so hand in hand, isn't it?
The theme of everything we're trying to do is this like non-sectarianism inspired by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and his Bhakti Samaj. If you think that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God himself, or the greatest devotee, or merely a great personality, then you are one of us. He is. I never like to speak of acharyas in the past tense, because in the present tense, as Sahadeva said, Gurudev is still present, more than present, and so is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He preaches, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, such a beautiful broad vision, and this is what we must as devotees concentrate on. This non-sectarianism is so important, because when you're a non-devotee, you don't care whose guru someone is, or who's your guru, or which sangha you're from, or all this stuff is just like, it's subatomic physics. Nobody understands any of it. They just come by our sankirtans, they see how joyous they are, they think, oh my God, these people are so happy, I want some of that happiness. We need to be simple. We need to be like children. Children really do not argue about these things. They just come together and they just have fun. And we need to remember, Krishna consciousness is so much fun, and sectarianism kills the fun, and non-sectarianism fuels the fun, and that's what we want Krishna consciousness to be all about. So the final announcement is regarding an initiative that's been going on for the last 2.5 years, led by Srimati Lavanga Manjari Didi, who's based in Vrindavan, an amazing sevak. I did ask her when she started the seva, did she have any idea what she was getting herself into? She said no. It was such a can of worms. She had no idea what she was doing when she started it. But basically, what this team has done, led by her, about 600 devotees in total have contributed, of which about 80 are kind of the main sevaks. It's quite a massive team, and they have taken. Whereas Prabhupada, when he came to the West, he knew he wanted everything recorded, and it was more of a military operation in that sense. When Gurudev was recording, he didn't really like the recording to begin with, because he wanted everybody who was in the room to be present, not fiddling around with their machines. And so to begin with, it was a wonderful devotee from the east coast of America called Isha Das, who got all the recordings together, but they're often on different tapes, or because people weren't focusing on that recording because that wasn't Gurudev's kind of mood. What was happening was that he'd give one lecture, and then there would be like, you'd have the recorder left on while everyone was cooking and clanking around and speaking whatever they were speaking, and then you'd have other bits of guitar, and you'd have Gurudev's class might be on 3 different tapes, and the sound quality was very iffy, and on many of them, I mean, it was really, really, in physical terms, a mess. But this is his Vani. This is as important as Vijay was stressing. His books and his guitar is just vital, much more important than the temples, the bricks. This is what's going to last for hundreds, thousands of years, to our children's children, and beyond that, and perhaps even to us coming back to the earthly realm, being reincarnated as devotees again. We're going to be relishing and evolving from this guitar. So what Lavanga Didi's managed to do is assemble this team that has been able to get putting together the 11,500 lectures of Gurudev, all online, all searchable by subjects and by even words that are in the Harikatha. So anything that Gurudev has said in the Harikatha will be brought up through the search. The first 1,500 lectures are online already, and they're being added all the time. Over the next year and a half or so, we'll have the full 11,500 online. So it's an incredible effort, and that is now a resource tool for you to all relish and use for your own personal bhakti development. So Haribol, thank you very much. And Yashadari's put up the website. And I think to close out, Taruni is going to do a little bit of bhajan.
Hey Krishna, pranam.
There she is.
Is the sound okay? Okay.
It sounds great.
Grand. I was just going to sing Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. That's page 341 in the small book. Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Gokula Mandala Maite Gokula Mandala Maite Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Damodara Rati Vaidanaveshe Hari Nishkodari Davipineshe Damodarati Vadanaveshe Hari Nishkodari Davipineshe Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Navashashileke Lalita Sakiruna Ramita Vishake Krishavanudari Navashashilake Lalita Sakiruna Ramita Vishake Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadayite Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadayite Karuna Gurumayi Karuna Borite Sanaka Sanatana Vanita Jarite Karuna Gurumayi Karuna Borite Sanaka Sanatana Vanita Charite Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadayite Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadayite Jaya Radha Madhav 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 Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Shila Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Shila Gurudeva Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Shila Prabhupada Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jai Shri Guru Premanande Hari Hari Bol